everybody, welcome back to the channel. We are out in the greenhouse today, checking out some pepper plants, and today we're gonna check out the Sugar Rush Red Stripe, or Sugar Rush Peach Red Stripe, aka Sugar Rush Peach Stripey. Now, I started growing this variety probably 6, 7, 8 years ago, something like that. It's a natural phenotype of just the regular Sugar Rush peach. Develops these really awesome stripes on here. One of the longest peppers to ripen that I have ever grown. Even though it's a habanero variety, it takes an incredibly long time for these guys to fruit and become mature. Like the regular Sugar Rush peach, once it hits like a peachish color, you can harvest it. But these guys, so you can see, they're just starting to develop those stripes over here on these. Here's another one right here, just starting to get the stripes. But that's about the average size on these guys. This is an excellent pepper for making like hot sauce. The Scoville heat index rating on these is somewhere in the neighborhood of 150 to 300,000 Scovilles, which is on the lighter side of a habanero. But they actually have really good taste, and they're excellent for sauces. I've made a number of sauces with this variety. Now, I haven't grown the regular Sugar Rush peach for a few years now, just because the Sugar Rush Peach Red Stripe has almost the exact same flavor. And some of them even like to pheno out to what we call the Sugar Rush Bacon, which has, you see this one up here has just like the regular stripes like normal, but this one has a very fat red stripe down the center or down the side. And we call that one the Sugar Rush Peach Bacon because it usually develops a huge fat red stripe on top of the smaller stripes. Now, some of these get really dark. Some of them get the orange with the really deep red stripes. Some of them will stay more of a, like this one, it'll get a little darker. You can see it'll stay more of a yellow with the red stripes. But these plants usually just get loaded, and I mean, these are only 2-gallon pots that these are in, because I'm just growing these for some seed this year. But if you turn around and grow these things in like 5, 6, 7, 8-gallon pots, your plants are going to be monsters, and they're just going to be pushing out peppers like crazy. Now, it looks like we got a little bit of blossom end rot at the bottom, but this variety is absolutely known for that sometimes. If you leave them on a little too long, they'll start getting a little mushy here, but down at the bottom. But most of them will be okay. It's just a really, really cool looking pepper with those stripes. And I think we're gonna harvest a few here. I just love how some of these grow like all squiggly. It's just a really cool looking one. Look at that. And then see some on the same plant. They're squiggly, but they're more straight. So why don't we go ahead, and I'm gonna grab a plate and a knife, and we'll harvest a few of these, and we'll take a look inside and see if these stripes come through on the inside. Alright, so we're set up here in the greenhouse. Let's harvest a bunch of these guys and see how they look. Now, typically you want to wait till they're that nice dark color right there. Those are nice ones. We're just gonna go ahead and clip all these darker ones right off. And then I'm gonna clip just a few of these lighter ones that are turning. Just so we can get an idea on some of the weight on these. All right, so we got a pretty good amount on our plate. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get the scale out here and see if we can get a weight on some of these guys just to get an idea. Okay, so first we're gonna throw this big guy on there, the unripe one. Not bad, not bad. That's actually pretty big for a pepper. There's the bacon one. Yep, quite a bit less, smaller. There's another one. So it looks like they're all right around the same area. A lot of them are almost exactly the same. Okay, well there you go. Typical weight on those. I'll shut that scale off and move it to the side. And we'll get a few of these cut up so you can see what they look like. We'll start with this big one right here. I'm just gonna go right down the middle. No, they're not loaded with seeds like some. Very, very good smell. It's almost like a sugary bell pepper, the smell of it. Pretty typical pepper smell, but these are just slightly different with that little sweeter, a little sweeter smell. Now that could be typical just because those peppers aren't ripe. So we're gonna check out this guy. The big old bacon. I see you can see that little bit of rot at the bottom, but that's okay because we're looking inside, and the stripes kind of come through on the other side, on the inside, but not really. I guess they do quite a bit on that one, that side. Yeah, this one smells just a little bit hotter. I'm gonna give this one a taste test. That is a really good pepper. It tastes like basically a bell pepper, a sweet bell pepper with just some slight heat. I don't even think these are as hot as advertised. There's another one. Stripes coming through a little bit. Not a lot. Excellent sweet smell again. Good flavor. These are awesome peppers for sauce for sure. And that's probably what I'm gonna do with the rest of them that are on here. Make a small little light batch of sauce. You can see a lot of those stripes right there coming through. Really pretty. Really nice on the inside on that one too. So you get the gist of it. This is an excellent pepper to grow. I should have these seeds restocked in my eBay store shortly. Toadstool Gardens, if you want to check that out. I'll be listing a whole bunch more this fall as stuff ripens. Just a really all-around, really cool looking pepper. If you haven't grown this one and you're into peppers, and even if you're not into peppers, you can grow it as an ornamental, and it's just There's not a lot of peppers out there like this with the stripes. Now I do have an orange ripple in development with stripes called Orange Ripple Racer. I'll have to show you that one later. So, the Sugar Rush Peach Red Stripe, aka the Sugar Rush Peach Stripey, aka Sugar Rush Red Stripe? Sugar Rush Stripey? There is a Sugar Rush Red also that turns completely red. Well, you definitely need to try that one out if you've never grown it before. Really fun pepper. Plants are excellent producers. So that was the Sugar Rush Peach Red Stripe Pepper Origins. Definitely check that one out. Until next time, Jason with Toadstool Gardens. Thanks for watching and happy growing!